If there is one thing I know for sure is that Bravo wants us to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. They want us to be invested in this new season, and they are doing anything and everything to make sure all eyes are on them this Sunday. Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, you all? I want to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta new season, the revamp, all of the things that are going on, what I feel about this coming up episode. We have been getting behind the scene clips. We've been fed so much stuff. Like, Bravo is desperate. Bravo is desperate for Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I really feel as though not only is Housewives of Atlanta the response to this new season is important for Bravo, but it's going to be a turning point for reality shows in general, where reality TV is headed. So I watched this 7-minute clip they released of the new episode, the first episode, and we're seeing Shamia's birthday party happen, and her husband has gifted her a Rolls Royce. I mean, that must be the standard now in Atlanta at this point, because it seems like everybody is doing that. But this seems like it's coming from a man who got some money. So this snippet, we got Shamia talking about her life and her, we're being introduced to Shamia in a different type of way that we've not had before. Shamia has been friends with all of the housewives. We've seen snippets of her, but we're seeing Shamia in a different light. She's not playing second chair, third chair. She seems as though she's in first chair. And I'm wondering how this is going to play out for her relationship with Porsha. Watching this snippet, we see that Porsha is showing up to Shamia's birthday party late. And I'm not going to hold you. If I have a birthday party and my friend arrives late, I don't know, like, given the optics, we're on the show, all of these things are happening, you coming in, you latest, and you come like, girl, you should have just eased on in. You should have just eased on in and, hey, I'm here, but it would have still been caught on camera. And Porsha showed up late. And I just think that's disrespectful. Like, I don't know if that was something that Porsha did, because she did an interview on The Breakfast Club and she said that she wants to be the most authentic. She said she doesn't care what they cut out or edit out. She wants to be authentic. She even shared that she had to get used to not looking at the camera lenses and stuff because she hasn't been on TV in so long. So these things are new for her. So I don't know. I don't know. And I don't want this season, this show being a success at the cost of Shamia and Porsha's relationship. I don't want that to happen, but it seems like that's what's going to happen. At least from what we're seeing on the show, not in real life, but what's being presented, how she came in late, the music changed up when she came in late. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I have a lot of thoughts around the new season of Housewives. I will say that this snippet gave me some hope. I was very nervous. I was very nervous because the cast picture that they took did not give me Housewives of Atlanta. And Housewives of Atlanta are in a different position than they were some years ago. They're trying to rebrand, and I'm not sure if they're trying to get people who have not watched the show, new eyes on the show, people who have heard about it but never watched it. Are they trying to get a younger demographic interested in the show? Are they trying to get us, my generation, back interested in it? And I just don't know, because the stuff I'm seeing is giving Basketball Wives. It's not giving Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's not giving old money. It's not giving established folks that were not super rich and wealthy, but were people in Atlanta that were kind of respected and who were wanting to be on TV, like your Nene Leakes, your Sheree. Like, I don't think any of these folks were that known in Atlanta like that. I think they were known a little bit, but let me tell you something. A lot of these folks do not run Atlanta. They got a couple of restaurants or something and stuff, but they ain't no big movers and shakers. Now, I will say that Kandi was respected. She is not only Housewives royalty, but she's also Atlanta royalty. She is old money. And what we're seeing now is kind of giving a little bit new money. I don't know, like the aesthetic of the show just gives not just youth, but basketball wives. Like it gives very polished. And watching Nene Leakes come and change her fashions up from wearing tank tops to, you know, the stuff that she's wearing now, this is off the runway. Seeing how she transitioned to that, how she had to get her teeth done, and you know, some of them have had work over time, but we saw them at their quote unquote, I'm not gonna say worst, but at their most natural state. Like they came in and this is how they was looking, like they had to learn. And I feel like watching them revamp the show, the cast that was are not on it. We don't see Kenya Moore in much of the promo. She's there, but she is essentially being edited out. She's not in any of the cast photos. She is not in any of the new media stuff that they're putting out. We don't see Kenya Moore, which means they're phasing Kenya Moore out, which I already predicted. But not only that, we don't have the old cast. We don't have any other the old cast besides Drew, and I don't even think Drew even counts. I think we're going to see Candy definitely in here. We're going to see Cynthia, but they're going to be friends of the show. And it's a revamp that's too harsh, I feel like. And it's making me a little bit nervous because, yes, you have Cynthia and Candy coming on, but what we should have had was these anchors that were introducing folks as they transition out or whatever. And I feel like we could have done that with Nene Leakes, but Nene Leakes started having her own thing and started feeling herself and was dealing with issues with how she felt about production, how they treated her. I want to be honest, Nene Leakes is not coming back to Bravo, period. The way I will know that Nene Leakes is coming back to be on Housewives would be if she is on Traitors. I think that's something that NBC Universal will do if they are willing to reconcile with Nene Leakes, but a lawsuit against them and you calling them out for race, I don't see them bringing her back. But if Nene Leakes goes on Traitors, that will be her coming back to Housewives. The same way that Phaedra did, because Universal owns Bravo, owns whatever show Traitors is on. Phaedra was on there. She was also doing stuff with Real Housewives of Dubai. She was being vetted. She was being spoon-fed a little bit to us to see what our reaction would be if she came back. And now we're seeing that. I don't think she's going to get impeached this season, but if this show is successful, they're definitely going to bring her back next season. So a lot is riding on this. A lot is riding on this for Phaedra too, because she's coming back to a show. She's coming back on this show. She hasn't been here in a minute. Porsha is coming back. And we have folks who are on this show but are not strong. Drew is not a strong cast member. She's not a strong cast member. She's not that important on the show. Do not hate Drew or whatever, but it's just not giving. And I'm just wondering, where is Real Housewives of Atlanta trying to land? What demographic do they want? Because seeing all the things I'm seeing, and I like Shamia. Like Shamia, her man got money. Let's be honest. Shamia's husband has money. Like they are coined up. She made it known that their house that they are in is the second largest purchase in Georgia. Period. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't care. Like I don't care about the money, and I don't know if it's because I'm older or because of where we are as the economy. I just don't want to see loud money. And I'm not saying that Shamia is loud, but I don't care about Shamia being in the most expensive house in Georgia. I don't care. I want personality. I want fun. I want that. I don't care about the money stuff. I don't care about these Rolls Royce. I don't care about any of that. I want to see personality. I'm not coming to watch this show to see y'all be rich. I want to see y'all have fun, be shady, do the things, create new memes and reaction videos for us, and be pop culture references again. And I'm not sure if Housewives can give us that. I'm nervous because I feel like Housewives of Atlanta time has come and it's gone. I really feel like if we want to talk about the culture impact, who has that right now, it is Zeus. I've said that a couple of times, and the fact that this nachos conversation is happening, and you just saw a interview with Lady Gaga saying nobody is going to be taking her nachos or whatever, that's culture. Like, that came from baddies. That came from Natalie Chin. That came from her. Like, that is being used. Zeus, all the reaction videos, all the sounds we're seeing on TikTok and all of that, even Nicki Minaj using Natalie Nunn in her whatever, like, Zeus has that impact right now. And that's where Housewives used to sit at. Things will happen on Housewives of Atlanta and it will be referenced in other media. Zeus is that right now. The TikTok sounds, even folks reacting and talking about it, like those sounds and stuff being bombarded in our brains, us constantly seeing it, is relevant now. Like, it's not something that came out 6-7 years ago that's being used. It's something that happened last season. And Housewives of Atlanta has not been the tastemakers for that. They haven't been creating these moments. The moments that they do create is so forced that they only be used for like a couple of months. The ones that we remember are Nene Leakes getting into it with Claudia, which Nene Leakes won that. I don't care what nobody say. Nene Leakes ate Claudia up. I don't know what Candy was talking about. Some reading her on, like, hooked on phonics. Candy, you've never been one to be reading anybody on this show ever. You're not known for any to read, so I don't think you're even qualified to that. Now, when we come to talk about coin and work ethic, we'll call you. But maybe Todd need to be calling Blaze. Girl, because the tea that just came out, or the story that just came out about them being behind $200,000, being sued $200,000. Wow. Housewives of Atlanta used to be that. And I'm just not sure. I feel like they're trying to with all these younger faces. I just don't want to be watching Basketball Wives. I don't want to be hearing about money and all that. I don't want to see it. Yeah, every once in a while is good. But even when they did the little snippet of Shamia and then they showed money and stuff, I did not come to Housewives of Atlanta for that. Like, I came to see a bunch of chatty patties kikiing and shading and all that and using all this language that's not theirs. I want to see that. I don't want to see money. And that's what it's giving. And I'm curious of what the reaction is going to be to Shamia, because it seems like that Shamia's getting first chair right now. There's a lot of snippets being dropped of her. I feel like we're already getting the beginning setup of Porsha being jealous of Shamia. And that's what it's giving, that Porsha may be jealous of Shamia in this moment. And I'm not saying that is what's happening. That's what I'm getting from the snippet, giving the story that is happening, because Shamia being married to this man who has money, Porsha going through her divorce, has always been in a relationship with this man, been with this man. She's telling the story about how she did all these things in his bathroom, and she ended up being in a relationship with him. And we got Porsha's story, which is her estranged ex-husband or whatever, future ex-husband, I don't know, and how she met him, where she was on Housewives of Atlanta, and he was married to another woman that was younger than him, and she was at the house having a pool party, and then the next thing we know, Porsha is dating him and married to him. So I don't know. I don't think that relationship was ever authentic, to be honest. I don't think that Porsha was interested in Simon like that. I don't see it. And I'm not saying because Simon is not attractive. It just never gave that. I don't know. But yeah, what is going to happen with this new season? The new episode airs this Sunday. I will be watching and reviewing it on Patreon for those who are interested in that. Follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/KingOfReads. I do reviews on reality shows like Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, they just finished their reunion, but my reviews are up. And Married to Medicine as well. So yes, if you're interested in my review of the new episode and the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, make sure that you're following me on Patreon, patreon.com/KingOfReads. So yes, I'm definitely rooting for the success of this season. I am interested in seeing where it's going. Real Housewives of Atlanta means a lot to me. A lot of you all found me from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm thankful for the show existing because me reviewing it brought so many eyes and so much attention to me over the years. So yeah, period.